Okay, we are live. Let's double check. Okay, looks like we're good. All right, a little hiccup in the beginning, but we figured it out. Okay, some audio here. Just make sure we're good. Fantastic. Hi. Make sure I got everything set up here. Doing a live webinar. All right, everything's looking good. Cool. Well, hey everyone, welcome to today's live training. I appreciate you spending some time today with me. We're going to keep this practical, straight to the point. I'm going to be sharing real strategies you can use in your foundation and waterproofing business starting this week. If you're watching live on YouTube, just hit that like button. It helps more than you know, and it helps other business owners like you find this. And also, if you have any questions, just drop them into the comments and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And also, if you could, just go ahead and subscribe if you want more of this kind of tactical stuff. I'm going to be doing these webinars moving forward. And there's a free bonus at the end, something I built to make this whole email process even easier. I'll give you that before we wrap up too. So let's jump into the slides that I have here. Okay. All right, so here's the deal. Most of these foundation repair and waterproofing companies I talk to, they're laser focused on one thing, and that's leads. More calls, more ads, more estimates, more jobs. And I get it. New work feels like progress. It feels like growth. But here's the thing and the truth that nobody really talks about. The most valuable leads you got are not the ones that are new, but they're actually the ones that you've already closed. Now, if you think about it, you've already built the trust with these people. You already went into their home. You already fixed one of their most stressful issues a homeowner could ever deal with, which is their foundation. And then what? They vanish, gone, and you never hear from them again. But what if you could flip that? What if every job was just more than a job? I'm talking repeat business, referrals, seasonal check ins, warranty follow ups, and easy upsells, all from customers who are already like you. They trust you and they would hire you again if they remember to. That's exactly what this webinar is all about. I'm going to show you how to build a simple, repeatable email system that keeps your brand top of mind and brings your customers back when they need you, and take every single job and stretch the value of it as much as we can. And you don't need a huge list to do this. You don't need to be a writer, or you don't need to become a marketing guy like me. You just need a system that works. And I'm going to walk you through in about 30 to 45 minutes how it all works. So let's talk about how to stop chasing these cold leads and instead start building a real foundation with people that you've already helped. All right. All right. So, real quick, I'm Seth Rengel. I run Foundational Marketing Hub, and I'm pumped to have you here. We're diving into, honestly, one of the most powerful and weirdly underused tools in the entire foundation repair and waterproofing industry. It's email marketing. Now, I know what most contractors think. It's all about the leads, ads, SEO rankings, Google Maps, and how many calls came in this week. And all that stuff matters, don't get me wrong. But there's a shift that I want you to start thinking about. What if your biggest opportunity in your business isn't just new leads? What if it's the people that you've already helped and the folks that already shook your hand, let you in their home, gave you a check, and they felt relieved after your crew left? They trust you, they like you, and they'll probably hire you again. They'd actually probably refer you too, but right now, they're probably not even thinking about you. That's what today's all about. I'm going to show you how to unlock the value of those relationships, even if you've never sent an email in your life, even if your list is tiny, and even if your marketing isn't really your thing. And I'll make sure you leave here with a clear, simple strategy that you can just plug in right away to stay top of mind so that you can drive repeat jobs and build long-term revenue. And also, if you want, you can just leave comments in the chat if you're currently already sending emails to past customers, and just kind of let me know where you sit out with that. I got the live stream open here so I can take a look at that also. Let's jump into the next slide. Now, to make all this super easy and just practical to use, I put together something I'm actually genuinely proud of. It's called the Ultimate Email Campaign System for Foundation Repair and Waterproofing Contractors. But this isn't just some kind of guide with tips and fluff. It's a full-blown implementation toolkit. Here's what you'll find inside. It's a plug-and-play 5 email drip sequence that helps you turn cold leads into booked appointments, 12 seasonal emails that are already written for keeping your customers all year long. And there's also writing prompts, subject line formulas, and even a decisive guide to kind of help you figure out if you should write all this yourself or just have someone do it for you. And we'll go over all the prompts and automations inside at the end, and I'll show you how to download it so you can start using it in your own business. So let's keep it moving. All right, so here's what we're going to cover today. All of it basically tailored specifically to help you bring back past clients and to stay top of mind and just boost that lifetime value of every job that you've already sold. So let's break it down. We got number one, which is how to bring back past clients using emails. We're starting with the easiest wins here, which are your old customers. I'll show you how to stay in front of them with seasonal tips, warranty nudges, simple check-ins, and offers that actually bring them back. And then two, we will follow up using maximum ROI. Basically, if you're still chasing leads manually, we'll just end that today, and we'll walk you through how you can build a 5 email drip sequence that works for you 24/7 so nothing slips through the cracks. Number three would be writing emails that actually get opened. We'll give you a formula for subject lines, formatting, call to actions, mobile friendly layouts, and all that stuff to make sure that your emails get seen and clicked. Next is number four, which is segmenting your list for smarter campaigns. We're not just blasting the same message to everyone. I'll show you how to break up your list and your leads one job at a time for your past clients so the emails feel more personal and they'll actually hit harder this way. Number five, which is seasonal campaigns that convert. We'll give you real plug and play examples of what to send in the spring, the summer, fall, and winter to keep those calls coming year round. Then number six is we'll look at a little bit into the future of AI and smart optimization. We'll peek how AI is basically changing the game with personalized timing, message tweaks, all of it designed to help you to send smarter emails with less effort. And this all just goes to say this will work whether you've sent an email, if you haven't sent an email. We basically got something that will help you dial it all in. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to build this system and show you how it works. Okay. So here's a little bit of quick information about myself and why you should even care about what I have to say. If you're here, it's probably because you want to grow your foundation repair or waterproofing business. And let's be honest, there's probably a ton of marketers out there, and not a lot of them actually understand the industry. And that's where I come in. I run one of the only marketing agencies in the US that works exclusively with foundation repair and waterproofing contractors. We don't do dentists, we don't do hair salons, just your niche, period. I also wrote a book called 3X Your Foundation Repair Business. It's the only one of its kind, and it's written just for this space. And inside, I break down how to actually grow with stuff like SEO, things that get you ranked, websites that convert, automations, and follow up with leads, and data that tells what's working and what's not. If you want a copy, just drop a comment in the messages, or just send me a message, and we'll get you a digital print version or just an actual hardback book of it. I actually got some right here. So yeah, just send me a message and I can get one out to you. Basically, it's packed with a bunch of actionable stuff that you can use. And basically, we're looking to work with different agencies, but if you're not seeing any real results, message us and we'll make sure that see if this actually works for both of us, because basically everything that we work with on here just isn't theory. This is hands-on, in the trenches strategy made specifically for foundation repair and waterproofing companies. So everything I'm sharing, it's not just generic. It's actually built from real world experiences with contractors like you. And if you want to hop on a one-on-one session sometime, no pressure. We'll just take a look at what you got going on and we'll give you some insights on where you can grow. And if everything sounds good, we'll just keep on moving forward. All right, so let's get started. Let's just call it what it is. Most contractors are just stuck on this hamster wheel of chasing new leads. You're spending thousands on ads, making cold calls, grinding every single month just to fill up a calendar again. And while you're doing all that, your past customers are the ones who already trust you. They're already sitting there untouched with no follow-up, no check-ins, no nothing. Now, I'm not here to judge any of that. I'm just here to show you how contractors run things. But a stat that actually hit me like a ton of bricks was that 80% of home service businesses never follow up with past clients. And almost up to 70 of the leads go cold because nobody ever checks back in with them. And that's a crazy amount of money to be left on the table. So today we're about fixing that, and we're going to plug those leaks and start turning that work that you've already done into ongoing revenue. And this is how you compound your effort every single month. All right, let's break it down with some simple math. Say your business brings in 100 leads. I know that sounds like a lot, but just bear with me for the sake of numbers. Let's say you close 30 of them, and that leaves about 70 people who show interest and then they vanished. Now let's say that your average job brings in around 4,000. That could be potentially $280,000 in revenue just slipping through the cracks every month. You multiply that over a year, and that ends up being 3 million in opportunity just gone. But here's the part that gets me fired up is that what if you could just bring in 10% of those leads? That's 10 more jobs a month. That's 40,000 in revenue. Even if it was 2 jobs, it'd be 80,000 in revenue just every month. And if you can get all that without spending anything on actual paid ads, that's what email marketing can do for you when it's done right. Just smart, automated follow-up that turns those cold leads warm again. Now here's the email, here's exactly where email marketing actually shines. It gives you a reliable way to grow your revenue without constantly chasing new leads. Instead of always asking, how do I get more calls? Or you start asking, how do I get more from the customers I already have? And with the right system, you're always staying in touch with past clients. You're reminding them about maintenance, you're offering seasonal services, you're even encouraging them to send referrals your way, and that's how you build what we call the customer lifetime value, or CLTV. Let's say you do a job for, 5,000 and then you never talk to that homeowner again. That's it. Game over. But if you stay in their inbox with value-driven emails, you're now turning that 5K customer into like 15K customer with either follow-ups, add-ons, or even referrals, which can scale pretty good. And that's predictable growth. That's how you break out of the month-to-month grind and actually start building something that lasts. Let's start with the lowest hanging fruit, which is your past clients. These are people who have already said yes to you. They've already paid you. They know your name. They've seen your work and they trust you. But for most contractors, that relationship ends once the moment the job's done and that money's just left on the table. Instead of walking away, you should be using emails to bring them back, and do this by sending a reminder when they're maybe about their warranty info, check in for key seasons like spring for basement waterproofing, or in the winter for crawl space insulation. You could offer a quick maintenance or check or free inspection, or just simply ask for a review, or just send them helpful tips to stay top of mind. These emails, they don't have to be pushy. They don't have to say, hey, all they need to say is just, hey, we're here if you need us. And sometimes that's all it takes to get the phone ringing. Now, if reaching out to past clients sounds simple, why aren't more contractors actually doing it? And well, here's the simple truth. They try, but they do it wrong. We've actually reviewed many campaigns of foundation repair and waterproofing contractors, and whether they're emailing past leads or past customers, we see the same 5 mistakes over and over again. So I'm actually going to break those down in real quick so you can make sure you avoid all of them. Mistake number 1 is you read the email and then what? Nothing happens. There's no button, there's no link, there's no bold phone number. The customer is just sitting there thinking, okay, what do I do now? And they just end up bouncing. The second is that they have boring subject lines. If your subject line doesn't stop them from scrolling through the rest of their emails, you might as well just not even exist. The subject line is everything. It's the gatekeeper. And then number 3 is you're just sending one and done. They send one email and they say, that's it. No follow-up, no consistency. And in email marketing, it's always consistency wins. So mistake number 4 I see is there's no automation. Everything's manual, which means it doesn't actually get done because there's no surefire way that you can keep track of if this keeps going or not. And number 5 is you send the same email to everyone. A lead from last week gets the exact same message as a customer from 3 years ago. That's how you actually lose attention and credibility. And the bottom line is you don't have time to do this. That's why I'm showing you, so you don't waste time making the same mistakes other contractors already have. All right, the next slide we're going to go over is this is where automation actually becomes your best friend. If you're out here manually following up with every single lead, you're going to miss opportunities, not because you're lazy, but because you're human and there's no way to stay on top of it all every time. That's why automating this follow up process is such a huge game changer. You can build a simple sequence of emails, texts, or whatever, and you can have it all go out automatically after certain actions happen. Let's say, like, someone fills out a form on your website, boom, they get a confirmation email right away. Let's say you send them a quote, great. Then you follow up the next day, you hit their inbox with another message. Let's say the job's done. You send a thank you message, maybe an email or a text. And then even after that, you ask for a review. All this is being done in the background, and it keeps your business top of mind without burying your team with a bunch of busy work. Let's talk about getting emails open and clicks, because if your email doesn't get opened, it's game over. And if it doesn't get open, but the layout's kind of messy or it feels confusing, they're gone. The first up is the subject line. You need something that's going to grab their attention in the sea of junk in their inbox. Don't send stuff like July newsletter. That's basically an automatic delete. Try to send something instead that sparks curiosity or just makes it personal, like something like your crawl space might be talking to you. Now that sounds weird to kind of make someone click, but once they open it, just keep it simple. Keep the headline bold and very clear, and keep it at the top. And break your text up into scannable chunks. Make sure that there's one clear focus, a call to action, not 5 different buttons, just one per action per email. And then always make sure it looks good on mobile, because most of your customers are actually reading this on their phone. If they have to pinch to zoom in or just scroll forever, they're most likely gone. All right. Right here is segmenting your list. This is where your email game actually really levels up, because here's the deal. Not every contact on your list is the same. So why send out the same email and message to everyone? So let's break it down. First, you got cold leads. Then you got past customers. Then you got your high spenders. Or then maybe you got your warranty clients. Each one of these groups have different needs, different questions, and different motivations. So you got to tailor your message based on who you're actually talking to. For instance, your new leads. They don't need coupons, they need education, they need to trust you. Your past clients, you got to hit them with seasonal check-ins or warranty reminders. Your VIPs, these are people you've worked with, maybe ask for a referral or exclusive offers for them. Make them feel special. And if you check out this pyramid here, you'll get a good idea, see how your lists work. And you see at the top are your leads, your biggest group, but they're the coldest. They've shown interest, maybe they filled out a form, and they haven't worked with you yet, but the job is here, and it's your job to warm them up with trust building, education, and consistent follow-up. The middle here is your one-time clients. They've hired you once, they already know who you are, and they're the folks that you want to keep bringing back. You use email offers, check-ins, and warranty services or seasonal inspections to do that. The bottom is your VIP, your smallest group, but they're the gold. These are your 5-star reviewers, your referrals, people you've hired more than once, that have hired you more than once. And you treat them like royalty. You send them referral bonuses, maybe you got a loyalty perks or some early bird offers, and you just constantly keep bombarding them with stuff like that. So here's the biggest takeaway from this whole pyramid is that you have all these different types of people, but at the bottom are the people that are the most valuable. So when you segment your list like this, you're not just blasting emails, you're sending the right message to the right people at the right time. And that's what drives results. Let's talk about timing, because when you send any of these emails, it's just as important about what you send as about when you send it. And one of the smartest ways to keep your messages relevant is to build around the seasons. Think like your customer. Spring, they're worried about water, flooding, leaks, heavy rain exposure and cracks. Then in the summer, that's when your foundation issues start popping up, like dry soil, maybe shifting slabs, visible cracking, stuff that they just can't ignore. And in the fall, they got time to prep for the winter. This is a great opportunity to offer inspections, cleanouts, or into the summer maintenance, whatever your business offers. And then in the winter, this is about cold drafts, maybe frozen pipes, crawl space insulation. Each season gives you a natural reason to reach out. And when your emails match what your customers are already thinking about, that's when they land better. They feel relevant, not random. Because it's about selling. It's not about selling hard. It's about showing up with the right message at the right time. And that's how you stay top of mind and start turning these emails into calls. All right, now let's just take a zoom out here for a minute and talk about where all this is heading. Because contractors who win in the next 2 or 3 years, they're not just going to be the ones that are sending the emails, they're going to be the ones that are sending smart emails. And that's where AI predictive optimization comes in. Sounds kind of techy, but it's not rocket science, I promise. Just AI personalization means that your emails don't just say, "Hi, John." They adapt based on how someone actually interacts with you. When was the last time they opened your last message? You can follow up differently with different people depending on how they actually interacted with your marketing. Let's say they visit your quote page, but they didn't fill out a form. Then boom, they get a reminder, which is a soft call to action, asking them to check out or fill out a form again. It's like giving every contact their own custom experience without having to do it all manually. Then there's the predictive send timing. And this is pretty wild because AI actually can figure out each person when they're most likely to open up your email and then send it at that exact time. So instead of getting buried under 47 other messages, your email will land at the top right when they're paying attention. Combine these two with personalized content and perfect timing, and now your emails don't just land, they'll actually convert. Less guesswork and just more replies, and more importantly, more jobs on your calendar. This is basically going to shift from basic email blasts to automated marketing that actually thinks for you, working 24/7 to bring those customers back. All right, let's talk about email tools because choosing the right one could either make or break an email marketing campaign and make it a breeze, or it can make it a headache. And in good news, you don't need to become a tech expert to run a great campaign, but you do need the right platform to make sure that you're doing everything the correct way. And that's why we created Client Maximize. Client Maximize is our all-in-one marketing automation platform designed specifically for foundation repair and waterproofing contractors. It's not some generic software. This is a purpose-built software with your business in mind. We've packed it with tons of features we already know contractors actually need, like lead tracking, pipeline management, email plus SMS automation, and real campaign insights that show what's working and what's not. Everything we do with email marketing, like seasonal campaigns, drip sequences, automations, we run it through Client Maximize. It's basically what allows us to keep it simple, consistent, and scalable, even when you're not a marketing guy and you just leave that to me. Now, if you're looking for other options, there's a few great tools out there depending on what you're looking for. We got Mailshake, which is awesome for cold outreach. Great if you're trying to book jobs with, property managers, builders, or realtors. Active Campaign, which gives you advanced automations and smart segmentations. If you want it to be deeply personalized, you can use this. And then MailChimp, which is a solid, simple newsletter and small lists, easy to do if you're just starting out. And if you want that tool that's already dialed in for your industry, that's going to be one that will be pretty helpful. But if you want something that walks you through a full system, Client Maximize is probably your best option out of all these. It's just no fluff, just the stuff that actually drives results. All right, let's keep it simple. If you're wondering where to start with all this, because there's been a lot of information passed through here, we have a 3-step plan. Basically, step one is we audit your list. Who's in there now? Past clients, old leads, warranty customers, referrals. Get a clear picture. Label them, group them, because you can't market to people if you don't know who you're talking to. Then step three would be just write out 3 emails. That's it. Not a whole campaign, just 3. Email 1 will be a check-in, something like, "Hey, just want to see how things are holding up." Email 2 could be a helpful tip, something like how to know if the crack is serious or not. And then email 3 could be just one simple offer. "We're doing spring inspection this month. One in?" Anything like that. Then step 3 would actually be to schedule them. Use whatever platform you're comfortable with, MailChimp, Active Campaign, or you can even use Client Maximize. It doesn't matter. The goal is consistency. Once you hit that schedule, then the brand works for you behind the scenes 24/7. And look, this doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to get sent. Once you get a system in motion, you'll start to see responses. People will come back. Bookings will pick up, and you'll stop leaving money on the table. You start small, just stay consistent, and you'll stack the wins. Okay, so if you're sitting there thinking, okay, this all sounds great, but where do I actually start? That's why we built this just for you. It's called the ultimate email campaign system for foundation and waterproofing professionals. It's not just a PDF. It has a bunch of ideas in there. It's a full-blown implementation toolkit, and this is basically what you're going to find. What I said before, it's going to be a complete 5 email drip sequence designed to turn those cold leads into book jobs. 12 seasonal emails so you stay top of mind to customers all year round. Plus, we'll have writing prompts in there for subject lines, even a decision guide to help you figure out if you want to do this, like do it yourself, or if you want someone else to take it off your plate. If you scan that QR code on the screen and hit the link in the description, you can download it. It's totally free. There's no catch. And so once you download all this, you'll have all the steps, you'll have the strategy, and this toolkit to take any kind of action to get this whole thing started. So go ahead, grab it now, and let's start turning that inbox into a revenue machine. All right, so let's wrap this up with a quick reality check here, because there's two types of people that are probably watching something like this. And first is the person who you're just getting started, you're wearing all the hats, maybe doing all the work, and maybe you don't have the budget yet to bring on a marketing team, and that's totally fine. And that's exactly why we built this free toolkit. You can just grab it and use it and plug it into your business and start reconnecting with past clients, and it works. Then there's the second group. You've got leads coming in, you've got the jobs coming in, you just want this marketing side dialed in and handled so you can focus on running your business. If that's you, then we'd love to help at Foundational Marketing Hub. This is what we do. We'll set up this whole system for you. Email automations, the segmentation strategy, follow-up timing, it's all done for you. And look, here's the deal. We don't believe in stacking multiple clients in the same city with the same marketing playbook. That's just bad business. We only work with someone who's especially in the waterproofing and waterproofing and foundation repair. We go basically all in on that one client. That means your market's your market, and we don't turn around and offer the same strategy to any competitors down the road. So if you're thinking about working with us, now's the time to claim your spot before someone else in your area does, because we keep it clean. One contractor, one city, one strategy, and so we want to make it yours. So if you're thinking about it, don't wait. Just hit that link in the description. You can schedule a free discovery call, and we still have openings for this month. And if you have any questions, I'll open it up now. If you guys got anything you want to know about email marketing, how the toolkit works, automation setups, what it looks like working with us, just drop it in the chat or the comments now. I'm here to help with anything big or small. So if you're watching this, even if you're watching this later, you can feel free to leave a comment too, and I'll circle back and respond to everything that I can. Now, I know this might be your first time seeing something like this in this industry, and maybe there's still a lot to process here. So if we don't have any live questions right now, I'll basically just answer some of the most common ones. There's usually, 3 common questions that I usually get. Basically is one thing I always get is, do I need a big email list to do work like this? And not at all. In fact, small lists often perform better because they're just made up of real clients who already know you, and you're not blasting them with cold emails already. So you're just reconnecting with warm ones. And that's basically where the ROI actually lives. And then another question I get is, how often should I be sending emails? I'd recommend at least once a month to stay top of mind. But ideally, if you're using seasonal timing, 4 to 8 emails a year plus follow-ups with these automations for these leads and quotes would be pretty good, I think. And then another question I always get is, can you just do all this for me? And 100%, that's our bread and butter at FMH. If you're busy running jobs and you don't want to mess with emails or the automations, we can build this whole system for you and let it run month to month and just kind of do a set it and forget it style. So if you want a full done for you approach, we got you covered. All right, and that wraps it up. Seriously, thanks for hanging out with me and watching this. You guys taken a big step towards turning a one-time job into a long-term relationship. So whether you're deciding to do this yourself or you want to get it all set up for you, the ball's in your court. If you're kind of a DIY kind of person, go ahead, grab that ultimate email campaign system. It's totally free, and it's got everything you're going to need for plug-and-play templates, seasonal emails, writing prompts, and all of it. But if you're ready to hand this off and you're busy running your business and you want someone else you can trust to handle the marketing side, we'd love to talk. Just book a free discovery call and we'll see if we're a good fit. No pressure, just a real conversation. So thanks again for spending time with me. I hope you got some real value out of this. And if you got any questions and you didn't drop them in the comments, just feel free to put them in there and I'll personally reply to all of them. And I'll talk to you guys soon. And hopefully we'll get a chance to work together. Thank you.